For hundreds of years, the traveller way of life was one of ancient traditions and simple tastes. Then their world collided with the 21st century.
You want some beef, yeah? I will give you some beef.
With unprecedented access to the UK's most secretive communities.
They don't like anybody knowing anything about them at all. They even have their own language.
This series will take you to the very heart of Gypsy life. Through the biggest celebrations in the traveller calendar.
Very stressed. People not turning up on time, but that's Gypsy's ways. Nothing never gets done properly.
Tonight, we reveal what it's really like to be a traveller woman. Before, during and after her wedding day.
We ain't going to be doctors or lawyers, housewives. That's what we're going to be.
Girls won't give you a kiss straight away, so you gotta kind of beat them for the kiss.
Go and get my daddy in this smoke turn now!
At a traveller wedding, the bride gets to be a princess for one day. But behind the petticoats and permatans lies a very different story.
I think the traveller girls were definitely second-class citizens. You know, they're very vocal, the girls. They'll say things and, you know, they do have quite a lot to say, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, they're kept in their place, really.
On a small caravan site in Surrey, 18-year-old Irish traveller Lizzie, who's getting married next week, knows only too well that a woman's work is never done. As the eldest unmarried daughter in her family, her daily routine is relentless.
Here's Simon.
She's responsible for cooking, cleaning, and looking after her 4 younger siblings.
Get up, get the children ready for school and give them breakfast and whatever. Then kick them off, clean up. And then by the time you've got that done, they'll be back from school and then you have to make their food and clean up after that and put them to bed. And that'll all be done for like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Then you probably go for a sunbed or go and have a bath and then like go to bed. That's every single day. If I want to go to the shop, I've got to go, Mummy, is it okay if I just go to the shop for a minute? Where boys can just jump in the motor and go, there's no answering to anybody.
Do you think you get more freedom once you're married?
No, not really. Because now if I'm not able to wash up, I'll say, Mummy, I really don't feel well, I don't want to do it. She'll do it, or she'll get Margaret to do it. Where you're married, you can't ask him to wash up, you've got to get up and do it, you can't leave it there. And you'll have to answer to your husband the same way you answer to your Mummy and Daddy. Like, you'll still have to ask him, is it okay if I go here and there?
200 miles away, Lizzie's cousin Martin Tom can enjoy the freedom of a traveller male.
Come on, any bit.
No.
Now.
No.
Are you even looking?
Yes, sausage, I am.
At 16, he's already left home, though he's only gone as far as the caravan next door to his parents' chalet.
In the chalet, it's not as good because, like, say, like, you come back later or whatever, you have to creep in, try not to wake them up best way you can. Here, man, you have your own space, man, you can do what you want, leave things on the, like, if you want, like, personal things up and down.
Hey, dirty magazine, just
Fucking hell, I'm looking around, mate. Clothes is up here. Do you know what I haven't seen here? Is this where I keep me clean bedding? Nothing really in the fridge at the moment. Very, very. Oh, boys, Pop didn't even see it. That Pop's not doing well. I didn't know that was there. Nothing really up here. The cereal and that there. Bit of porridge. That's really it. Oh, I'm buzzing my phone when I died.
Do you do all the cooking and cleaning in here?
No.
I'm cooking away.
And not a stitch of clothes. No. No, my mummy does all that there.
Your mum?
Yeah, my sister, like, but no one else went. Bet you me cooking and cleaning up, wiping the floor.
I can't imagine myself wearing it. I really can't. It's lovely.
With her big day looming, Lizzie is helping her sister Susie fix her bridesmaid's dress.
Why are you so dopey? Because I'm your sister. Get the arm away. Cut it off. The closer it gets, the more nervous you are. Because when I first got asked for it, it was all exciting and lovely, and then when it was getting, I was one bit nervous then. And now that it's getting closer, I am...
She's nervous.
No, really, really
Want me to help you
nervous.
with that?
Because I want it to be like the most perfect day ever. Biggest day of my life. It will be wedding day.
At 18, Lizzie's an old bride by traveller standards. Last month, little sister Susie got married when she was just 16.
Being married, it's not sunshine and roses. When you want to get up and go somewhere, you can't just get up and go. Like you want to go to parties and weddings and nightclubs or whatever you want to do, you just can't get up and go, do you know what I mean? Unless he's going with you. And then maybe sometimes they don't want to go, and you probably really want to go, but you can't. If I knew any other guy that was getting married at the age of 16, do you know, if they was marrying Prince Charming, I would still recommend for them not to get married. Because when you're 16, you're still only like a baby. I'm still only a baby and I'm married.
Do you think you're ready to get married?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm ready to get married. It's like your life has completely changed. Not for the worse or for the better, it's just changed. So... I reckon I'll be okay though. I'm not going to be on nerve pills next year, all edgy and shaky. I think I'll be okay. Who in their right mind would put white nets in a cream trailer? Needs cream nets.
It's the day before 18-year-old Lizzie's wedding, and she's already cleaning her marital caravan. Her training for the role of housewife began at a young age.
I think I was about 11 or 12 when I left school. I know that is hard for you to understand, but there is no need for the teachers to keep coming. You need to go to school, you need to go to school because you need to go to school, because we ain't going to be doctors or lawyers or anything. Housewives, that's what we're going to be.
Can you read and write?
A little bit. Like, I can read, but I don't know. If I take my time, I can do it properly. But if I'm trying to do it, like, real quickly because it's important, I can't. I wouldn't say I'm bad, like I'm terrible, but I'm okay. And I think that's just enough for travelling guides to know what to do when reading and writing. It's just to understand stuff, like if you have a doctor's appointment, as long as you can understand, like, Tuesday the 2nd of whatever and at such a time. It's like just things like that.
Lizzie's wedding marks a huge change in the life of her 13-year-old sister, Margaret. She's been removed from school to take over Lizzie's duties. From now on, she will help look after her 3 younger siblings and clean for several hours a day.
I am excited for her to get married, but for me to stay here all by myself and do all the cleaning is going to be really upsetting, because I'd be really bad in a really big mood doing all the cleaning all by myself.
Are you good at cleaning?
Yeah and no. Today I was wiping out underneath the bunks and I was put Dettol underneath the bunk with bleach in the bucket, and I was rinsing out the cloth, and about half an hour later my thumb went orange. It's my first time really stripping out a trailer, so that's how I made the mistake.
Many traveller girls are removed from school early, not only to help at home, but to prevent them from being corrupted by outside influences. Dressmaker Thelma has watched a generation of gypsies and travellers grow up and seen hundreds of children leave school.
It's usually just after they've started secondary school, so it's like 12, 13, it's usually then, and then they leave. It is illegal to leave school at that age, but they move around that much that they can't keep records like they do on children who were, living in the same area. And as a lot of them from Ireland, so they actually say that they've, either gone back to Ireland or gone to live with a relative in such and such a place. So there's ways around it where we wouldn't get away with it, but they do because they do travel round.
One traveller girl who isn't prepared to accept a life of drudgery is cake shop assistant Noreen.
It is tradition in some travel girls' life. As soon as they get married, wait for him to stay home all day, wait for him to come home, cook him food, clean up, go to bed, get up next morning, he goes working, he comes back, make him food. It's the same thing, but I don't want that. I've never ever wanted that. I would rather have a job. So when I do get married, when I do, have a married life, I'll always have something to rely on, like a job, instead of sitting down doing nothing all day, waiting for him to come home, relying on him for money. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to just be living by my husband, do you know what I mean? I'd want him wrapped around my finger.
It's Noreen's 16th birthday.
Oh, stressful.
And she's planning a somewhat unconventional celebration for a traveller girl, who by 16 would normally be engaged.
We're just all going to go paintballing and hopefully have a really, really good day out.
No, everyone needs to read that. That
Yeah.
tells you what we're to do with the body parts when we're finished with you. Fill in the details and then we'll book you in the office.
Read it, Ryan, because half of these can't even read and write, and I've got to do this.
Whilst many travellers leave school young, the girls to clean and the boys to work, Noreen's unusual as she stayed in education.
Can I just fill in one instead of filling in 15?
No, every player's got.
But half of these are dyslexic, they can't read and write.
You're gonna have to fill them all in.
I can't read and write.
I'm going to fill in all of them. Right,
So who, have you got to fill these in for everyone, though?
Hey.
well, the ones I can't... Oh! What was that?
Taser.
Tell me that again.
I just mean... What was that? I can't feel my neck. Ooh. Yeah, I've got to fill out every one of these because half of these can't read. Hold them.
I'm not dumb, you know.
We'll fill out one of
Can't
them.
read. I'm going to fill out with all the pens. All the same pens.
Fill that
Ah,
out
you got to
then.
fill out things.
Yeah, you
Ah,
got
that's
to
not
fill
bad.
out things.
Well, you got to fill out. I can't read.
Well, good out that I can, innit?
Right, guys.
That's
you. You.
Guys, if you want to play this afternoon, then you listen. Move away! Goggles up!
Taking the goggles off, shooting at each other outside the game. It's just not how a paintball site runs.
Hold it! Stay where you are! Excuse me, what's your name, young man?
What?
You keep taking your goggles off. What's your name?
What? David?
David, your day's finished.
I'm going anyways. As I said, I want to go.
Right, guys, guns by the
Don't
way
start
up.
shouting at me.
Way up. You've got to leave them
What,
on.
man? I'm going now. Let me get out. Get out of here then.
Their day's finished. You can put them back on the bus and take them home.
Because of their reckless behaviour, paintballing is over after just 40 minutes. Noreen and her friends are off for a Chinese instead.
Most girls my age are married. You know that kind of way, but try to find a choice because I can't see myself married. Live your life like before you even get married. Like, get your license, parties, discos, live your life, you know what I mean? And yeah, boys, obviously, if a boy does ask you out, that's your own decision if you want to say yeah or no.
Can a girl ever ask a boy out?
No way. The chat for about a couple of weeks, right? Then the boy starts asking the girl out, maybe for a week or two. The girl gives a think about it for about a week or two, and then if she wants to say yes, she says yes. She wants to say no, she says no. Know that kind of way? But no, definitely no way. If a girl asks out a boy, it's disgraceful.
In Surrey, 18-year-old Lizzie has finally made it down the aisle wearing a crystal-covered gown.
Come on, for the photographs!
Her new husband is worried that revealing he's a traveller will impact on his scrap metal collecting business, so he's asked not to be identified on television.
Right, Lizzie, slow down. No, slow down. Please, Lizzie, I'm begging. Go and get my daddy in this motor now!
This is the Disneyland castle. And I can't believe my bride ain't ginger. I specifically said I wanted a ginger bride.
Lizzie's cousins Martin, Tom and Davy are allowed to drink as much alcohol as they like.
Boys now, you can go to a wedding, get drunk, have a good time, do you know what I mean? But girls can't, do you know what I mean? They have to go to a wedding, stay sober the whole night, do you know what I mean? Like, really, a boy can drink like any age at all, do you know what I mean? Like 12 upwards, 11 upwards, do you know what I mean? But girls, they can't, do you know what I mean? I don't know why, it's just like, they can't drink at all, do you know what I mean?
What age upwards?
What?
You started a bit early, didn't you? 11 upwards.
Yeah, alcoholic.
Is it fair that boys are allowed to drink and girls aren't allowed to drink?
I think it is fair, yeah. I reckon it is fair, yeah.
For Lizzie's younger sister Margaret, today has enormous significance.
I started crying and then everybody just kept saying stop crying, so I said all right then, but I just kept threatening. So that's...
What was making you cry?
The point of my older sister leaving me, and I'm going to be left alone, and I'll have to be doing everything. Cooking breakfast and cleaning and dressing children for school and doing all that. I couldn't be able. So it'd be really hard for me to do all of the things that she had to do.
As the evening draws to an end, it's time for Lizzie to begin life with her husband.
You've done enough filming.
No, Jimmy, just finish this and I'm coming.
Inside.
Right, I'm coming in now in a minute. And, what was the question? Johnny, I'll come in a minute. Please, go away. What was the question again?
Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm really happy. Most of the time.
Now a gypsy housewife, Lizzie has her very own caravan to look after.
This is me and Johnny's trailer. In a house, this would be called the living room, but it's not. This is just the back end of the trailer. But it is the social living room. And this is in a house that would be called the dining room, where in the trailer it's called the dinette. This is the kitchen. Fridge here, hidden in a cupboard. This is the bedroom. And this is a shower cupboard, which in a house would be called a bathroom, which is full of washing, ironing board, ironer, all the shit, really. Back here on the bed.
As Lizzie settles into her marital home, Margaret's already struggling with her new role as chief housekeeper.
How am I going to put that in a little bag?
Storybook weddings need fairy tale cakes, and 16-year-old Irish traveller Noreen helps make a gypsy girl's fantasies come true. While Noreen bucks the trend by having a job, When it comes to dreaming about weddings, she's every inch a traveller.
When we're all children ourselves, little girls, we all want to be princess. When I grow up, I want to be a princess. They had them ideas in their head for the long hair, the big sticky out dresses, the big crowns, and some country people might find it tacky, but it's what we like. You know what I mean? And what makes us feel like a princess for one day.
I'll mix some icing up in this cream colour.
Right.
And you can pipe.
Noreen and shop owner Jill are putting the finishing touches to their latest creation.
This one here is the centrepiece. There's still a bit more work to be done on it. There's more piping to do on it, and there's more crystals to go on it. And then these are the ones that will actually go either side of the castle. Totally over the top, really pretty. The bridesmaids, the groom, and then there's the bride doll that Heather's working on as well.
These cakes must cost a fortune.
They cost a lot, obviously. It's not about money. In towards it's not about money, but it is a lot. And that's all I'm saying on that one.
When I get married, I'd like people to say, oh, the dress was lovely, the cake was nice, because it makes you look good. So next time you get seen in public, it's like, oh, did you go to her wedding? Her wedding was lovely. So you're known for your wedding day, or you're known for the dress. So you're known for at least something that you've done, like.
The girl behind the pink castle cake is about to start a new life away from home. In a week's time, 18-year-old Irish traveller Bridget will leave her siblings and her mother behind.
Me and Mum was really close. We were always doing things together. We always go everywhere together. I've never been away from her.
What, even for a night?
No, I don't think I have.
How do you think your mum's going to cope when you're not here?
I'm not that good.
Really?
No, she'd probably just be lonesome. Like I would be, I'd be like very lonesome after my mum as well. So I will be lonesome.
Bridget's dress is being made by Thelma, who's known the family for more than a decade. She first met them shortly after Bridget's mum became one of the few women to escape a traveller marriage.
The mum is divorced from her dad, but she's, which is really, really unusual. She went through a very abusive relationship and she got out of it. She's brought all the children up on her own and she's done a really good job. But I know Bridget does a lot of the work for her mum around the house because her mum's got arthritis in her fingers and she finds it difficult to walk, so she's going to be really missed.
Bridget's family have come en masse for the unveiling of her dress.
The dress is not too tacky, it's just nice.
Just nice, isn't it?
When she was small, younger, I tried to be a mum and a dad, but trying to give her the very best. Give her as good as the next girl had. It's been hard, it's been a rough road, but I got there in the end for her. You know what I mean?
Weren't you nervous?
Yeah, I'm nervous.
And you knew he was the one, did you?
No,
No? Didn't you like him when you first met him? No?
I'm very proud of her. Very, very proud of her. And I'm very proud of what I achieved for Bridget.
Wow. That is lovely, babe. What do you think, Mum? Looks amazing, doesn't she? I'm crying in mine too. She makes it beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful. Everyone's crying now.
While Bridget Senior is planning to give her daughter the perfect wedding, her own marriage was far from a fairy tale.
The best thing I ever done was to take my kids out of that marriage and rear them on their own. Stop them looking at the violence. I got married, I was only young. And the marriage was perfect at first, but then my husband started drinking and things started getting really bad. So I went to my mum and dad's and they sorted me out with a caravan, clothes for the kids, and just travelled around with me, just keep me away. You know, like keep hiding me out because he was a violent man. And then I got a divorce.
How many divorced Irish travellers do you know?
None. It's very rarely you see them divorce.
Although it's rare for traveller women to leave their husbands, Bridget Senior is not alone in her experience of married life. It's estimated that over half of Irish traveller wives have suffered domestic violence.
Probably the traveller girls accept domestic violence more than the country girls. You know, they look on it that it's their fault. You know, they're brought up to believe that they must have done something wrong if the husband beats them. So they look at changing themselves, not changing the husbands, because it's either that or a life of how do you provide for your family, you know, because that's what the man does, he provides, and, you know, she can't provide for them, so that's how they look at it.
Push Tony in. Hey, I'm Tony, £2
As traveller males are meant to bring in the cash, 16-year-old Martin Tom spends his days scrap collecting or tarmacking. But once he's finished work, he's free to do what he likes.
He can't get up. Go on, head there. Go on, head.
Today the boys are heading to Cumbria to hunt for women at the major social event of the Gypsy calendar, the Appleby Horse Fair.
The highest goal you're going to get in Appleby is go there, have a really good laugh with your mates, and then get yourself a woman. You can't ask for anything better. But if you can't get yourself a beau, have a go. Basically, you can't get your beau, your show.
Can't get yourself a what?
A beau.
What's that?
Girl. A woman.
Girl.
That's what we call girl. We say, if you can't get a beau, you're a show. You know what I'm saying?
You're a what?
A show. That means you're an idiot. You're a sausage. My opinion, best looking women at Appleby. Natalia, Elise, who else, man? Come on, think about it. Martin, I think girls at his name now, they've got brothers. So I'll probably get a phone call now for saying, why are you bringing my sister's name into this? To get cheeky, man, you get done in, don't they? That's how it goes, man, that's how it goes.
And how, if somebody said that about your sister?
Oh, man. No, they'd have a phone call, but that would
They'd have a worse phone call than what they give me, believe me, they would. Rubbish your face.
Where we're from the old, this is Chester.
Yes, sir.
Someone's got hit, man.
Dead, mate.
He got run over, that's all I'm saying, run over.
Nah, but he's never said
On a go. Sorry, mate, but...
Head or no head?
We're phone for you, mate. Oh, Ace, what are you doing?
License gone.
Gotta go. Police, everything needs to go. Why did you just do that? Why did I do what? Why did you just go, oh, watch out? What?
Why is this the traffic?
Why did I go over the traffic? Yeah. Oh, I wasn't able to wait there. Sit in traffic for 5 hours.
In Big Sour Bay, it's trying to
With the big day drawing near, Bridget and her mum are preparing themselves for a life apart.
My aunt's got arthritis in her hands, and it's really bad. She can't really do things. She can hardly sometimes have a cup of tea. I give her a massage like this every few nights. She deserves it.
This one here, please.
Though she's divorced, in the eyes of the community, Bridget Senior isn't supposed to remarry. Now she faces the future without her closest companion.
We never spend time apart, do we?
No. Time is precious, isn't it?
So what's it going to be like after the wedding?
It's going to be different and it's going to be like really lonesome.
I think a lot of tears. Very lonely tears.
I do actually feel kind of guilty now. Because it's like she's going to be upset over me, you know.
It's a really tough one, isn't it? It's a tough situation.
Yeah, it is kind of a tough situation, actually. It's like she's been there since day one. And it's like it really is like coming more closer because I never had a father like to raise me up, and like she was like the mother and the father. We got like really closer. So it's gonna be really bad, I know.
It's 5 in the morning on Bridget's big day. Noreen and Jill have to transport the centrepiece of the wedding 100 miles down the motorway.
This one's too big to go in a box, so what we tend to do is just actually cling film round it just to make sure the pillars stay intact. So if it does go, it goes inwards and it doesn't go outwards, so it doesn't affect the other cakes. There's about 60 plus kilos of icing on it alone, and then there's everything else, so it's heavy. So do you want to give us a hand? Oh God, hold on. Got? Yeah, got. 1, 2, 3, go on. Can you get past? Ooh. Oh, down. Careful. Ow. Hold on. Ugh. Fingers. Ow. This is where it all goes wrong.
Can I have a bag? Round it up, Rosa. You're walking on that already.
At Bridget's house, caravan loads of relatives have descended.
You look amazing. Where are we dressing you? In here? Yeah.
Thelma and her assistant Leanne have arrived to dress the bride.
Yeah, it'll tuck in. We don't need to We're just putting a bandage round Bridget's waist because sometimes the girls end up with scars. But if they all want the fairy tale look, then this is what they have to put up with. Don't they? Do you feel like a princess? Don't you? Not yet. You will do when you're all dressed. Generally, I just think because they watch films when they're young and they all pick out usually someone who they like, because they'll come to us and ask for either like Cinderella or at the moment the Princess and the Frog, and then they're just like Cinderella for a day, isn't it? They look like Cinderella and they are Cinderella for a day. The only thing is, like, they don't carry on being Cinderella. They don't marry the prince who's whisked them off. They go back to being like the domestic life, don't they? So she's just got to make the most of it, haven't you?
Having arrived at the venue, Jill has no idea if her castle cake has survived the journey.
What's going through your mind now?
I don't know. I'm just not even going there until this van's open. Stay there.
Yeah?
All right. Fab.
Yes. Nearly 100 miles and didn't move one bit.
Yeah, thank God for that. So there you go. Yeah. Oh, no, down. Hold on. Oh, go. Noreen, give his hand. I can't get it. I haven't got the. No. Right. Go.
Oh. I've never, ever seen one like that before.
With traveller weddings, you can make a fantasy into real life. You know what I mean? Because fantasies, it's all in the brain, in a dream. But with travellers, you know what I mean? We can make anything real. You know what I mean? We can make a fantasy. Like, I don't think I've seen one country person with a castle this size. You know what I mean? So we can make it happen. We can get the right people, the best of the people. And then before you know it then, the fantasy is your wedding day, a big princess wedding day.
18-year-old Irish traveller Bridget's big moment has arrived, but the gathering crowd is making her nervous.
This door, open this door, Mum.
No, you have to go out this door.
No,
you can't.
Mummy, get out this door, beg you, everyone see me getting out.
No, but I won't
You
let
have
them
to
see you.
me,
I'll
beg
back you.
Mummy.
Listen,
I don't want everyone to see me getting out. You
have to, that's what you do for now. No, the woman's at this side with the camera. She's at this side. Do you have to? Watch your face, watch your face.
In the absence of her father, Bridget's disabled 15-year-old brother is giving her away. 17-year-old Tommy is the man Bridget is marrying.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, the Lord be with you. Today marks a complete new beginning in the lives of both of you.
I do want it to be the best day of her life, because she's a good person. She really do deserve it. Every time I'm sick or in pain or anything, she's the first face she'll see. So I'm trying to give it back to her in another way.
Go in the peace of Christ. Amen.
In Cumbria, Martin Tom and his friends have arrived at Appleby Horse Fair. They won't see much of the fair, though, as they'll spend the day hunting for women in the car park.
Best views you've ever clocked in your whole entire life. Give me love, man, give me love. I've enjoyed myself so far, so good. Having a laugh with the boys, just trying to pick a candidate of a girl.
For centuries, Gypsy and traveller men have come to Appleby to look for a bride. One way that some Irish traveller men try to get a first kiss from a girl is through the custom known as grabbing.
As Appleby, you have to grab someone. Like, if you come to Appleby and not grab no one, there's something going on with you. There's something wrong with your life, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it has to be a show, really, do you know what I mean?
Girls won't give you a kiss straight away, so you gotta kind of beat them for the kiss. You gotta work for a kiss, man. You gotta bend its arm, you gotta punch it to the left for a kiss. Basically, no way better way to put it, is there? There's no friendly way in putting it.
At 4 foot high, 12 foot wide, and complete with iced Barbie and Ken dolls, the castle cake is ready for its audience.
I'm in love with this cake, by the way.
What sort of cake's inside?
Some of them are sponge, some are chocolate, some are raisins. I think that one's sponge cake. I love it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Come here. Come here.
Oh, you were going home. I was like, wait, what on, sir?
No. What have they said about the cake today?
Everybody complimented it. Everybody said it was one of the nicest cakes that they ever did see. A strange colour. Soon, because when you're walking through the door, the cake's in front of your face. So as soon as you walk in, the cake was just like, wow.
This is my Auntie Bridgie, and she left her husband when her baby was 5 months, and he is now how old?
13 next month.
Now 13. And her first child, second girl born, this wedding, all by herself, no man, no help, independent for herself. And when she did leave her husband, it just went up from there, didn't it? Really did go up from there. Her children never wanted for nothing, never needed for nothing. A man and woman, Irish travelling man and woman, could not do as good for the children as a single Irish woman on her own. And fair play to her, because she did very good.
At a traveller wedding, The bride's father always leads his daughter in the first dance.
Come on, everybody, give him a great big round of applause.
But for Bridget and Bridget, it's a chance to say their final goodbyes.
Looking at her now, she's happy. And she has a lovely husband. So I hope the two of them do be happy. And I'll always be near her and she'll always be near me. Because we are very close, me and Bridget.
With day turning to night, it's time for the younger generation to hit the dance floor, with moves inspired by one of the Traveller Girls' idols, Shakira.
How else are they going to attract a man, really? If they all look good, every one of them young girls in there looks good, so they've got to stand out from the crowd. And their whole aim in life is to get married. You know, if they're not married by the time, you know, they're 21, 22, they're basically on the shelf. So they've got to make sure that they look good at every function they go to, so they can get a husband.
It's up to the boys at the wedding to make the first move. And it's not long before the grabbing begins.
The grabbing can be really physical sometimes. I don't think it's a good start to any relationship to be like that, where there's a, you know, a bit of violence involved. But I think in the travelling community, the women know they're going to be dominated anyway. You know, they know they go in with their eyes open. They know that's how it's going to be. And this man is going to take control of them. It's accepted. In fact, it's insisted upon that the men dominate the women. Otherwise, they wouldn't be, in the eyes of the men of the community, men.
At Appleby Fair, Martin, Tom and Davy are up for a new day.
I feel sick. I wasn't drinking last night, but I think I've got a hangover.
Grabbed one girl, got 2 free numbers, got a kiss, so wasn't too bad. What about you, Dave? How'd you get on?
Same as them really, 2 free numbers, got a grab. That's it really.
And is that successful? Is that good for Appleby? Is that
good enough?
It's all right. It's not the greatest. Like, you could do better. It's better than getting out, isn't it? That's the way I look at it too. It's better than getting out.
And I've seen a couple of girls getting grabbed. It doesn't look like they're enjoying it, but do you think they are? Do they enjoy that?
Nah, I don't think a girl would enjoy a grab. Unless, like, she likes the boy really. But I doubt it very. I doubt it. Yeah.
For some Irish travellers, grabbing is a cultural norm.
Every religion has their own ways. Like, travellers, they have their own ways about grabbing. And, like, if other religions don't know what grabbing is, they'll never know, you know what I mean? Like, they might think it like it's rape, but it's not. I don't know. Like, other religions have weird things where we go like, oh my God, how could you do that? But that's their way. Who are we to question their way, and who are they to question our way?
Do you guys respect women?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
See,
do we?
See that?
on the same kind of level as you respect like a man?
No.
No.
No, see, with a man, with a boy, you can have like certain laughs where you can't with a girl. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like totally two different people, man, boy and girls. Like,
yeah.
Traveller women may have a long way to go before they're considered equals, But is the modern world too quick to write off their old-fashioned values?
I think they should be educated, the girls, and they should be able to pursue careers if they want to. But I also think that we could learn something from them as well, because most young mothers don't want to go back to work and leave their babies, but they've got to. It's the pressure all the time of our society. In their community, their job is to look after them children and to look after their husbands. And who is to say that that's wrong and we're right?
3, 2, 1.
Despite the ups and downs of life as a traveller woman, there are still plenty of girls queuing up to become a gypsy housewife.